Hi, I'm Rob Wilson, President of Employco USA. With me is Jay Seisett, our Vice President of HR.
Hi, everyone.
Thanks for joining us this week for our HR chat. So, Jason, topic this week that I'll throw out to you is identifying and retaining key employees.
Yeah,
So you could walk through some tips.
it kind of comes in two stages. First, you identify the key employees, and then how do you retain them? So the identification hopefully is a little bit easier. You're going to be looking at key employees, not just your C-suite employees and CFOs and vice presidents and things like that, but it could be really anyone in your organization that goes above and beyond and who kind of gets the best performance out of others on their team, who does a great job of retaining clients, and also who maybe reaching across department lines and creating a great culture within the organization.
Right, so a really solid team player.
Right. So that's hopefully the easier part, is identifying who are the key employees within your organization. The second part is how to retain them. And in this economy and this labor shortage, it's a little bit easier said than done.
That's something that a lot of companies are struggling with is retention, because as you look at the stats from last year, 54% of employees that are currently employed would move for a 5% raise and are currently looking or entertaining the idea of changing.
And so as a manager or a leader or someone that runs, it's such a scary statistic that you really want to be proactive with this. A couple of the areas that you can focus on is communication. So the first thing you want to do with key employees is to really keep that open line of communication. You give them feedback on how you see the company and their performance, and then really listen on what they're saying. Ask them for their feedback on what their job is and how they're doing. What kind of do they like their job responsibilities? Are they really looking for anything different? So that open line of communication is such a key part.
And then compensation. You've got to be competitive with your compensation package.
Right. So they look at that at least once a year. Look externally. What is that? Not only just a job title, because sometimes the job titles, but try and line up job duties. So what is that position paying outside your organization? So, and that could include total compensation approach, not just the pay, but what are other employers doing with benefits and 401k match and bonuses and commissions and things like that.
Right. And speaking of benefits, make sure you've got a competitive benefits plan.
Yeah. So luckily, our clients all can adopt into our kind of Fortune 500 buying power of our benefits. But if you're a small employer, make sure you're always kind of going out there and benchmarking what kind of plans and what's a good deductible and how much am I paying.
And then one more area is learning and development. What's your training picture look like? So, and within that, how are you training? What type of learning possibilities do you have? Like we put together a budget for our employees to continue to enhance their learning, which is
Yeah. So, some of the key employees, maybe there's upskilling within their job, but there's also training you can do to prepare them for a future job. So succession planning, maybe a CFO or a vice president of customer service, you want to get the next person ready for that job in case that top person leaves. You could be preparing this existing key employee with providing them skills and education and seminars and training to get them ready for that next position if the organization and the employer are ready for it.
Yeah, it's always great to promote from within.
Right.
So, well, thanks for the insight on retaining and identifying key employees. We appreciate you joining us for this week's HR chat. Any questions, feel free to reach out to us.
Yeah, HR@employco.com. A bunch of us, especially me, get those emails, and I look forward to hearing from you and trying to help any way I can.
Great. Thanks for joining us.